Hello and welcome. Lovely to see all of you joining on the Zoom, and welcome to those also watching the recording or the live stream on YouTube. I do these half-an-hour sessions every week on different themes, and since I started doing it, I've been really enjoying it. It's just a sweet moment to come together in a very gentle, quiet way, to be still together, to have a short reminder in the middle of the week of our true nature and explore whatever theme it is. And this week, the theme is thinking isn't the problem. Yeah. So before we dive into that, I always love to start these sessions by getting just a flavor of who is here. And because we don't have time for dialogues actually in these half an hour, I invite you to use the chat to type in a word or two or sentence maximum, how you are in this moment, what is passing through for you, what you're bringing here today, whatever you feel to write. You don't have to, but I love to just get a sense of who is here. Yeah, just feel free to just type whatever comes for you. It doesn't have to be sweet and nice. It's just about what's being real, right? Whatever is really here for you. And I will do my best to read out. I hope I say some of your names right. Jal, calm, centered, aware. Dan, brain fog day. I understand, yeah. Nicole, happy to see these faces. Yeah. Tim and Julian, curiosity. Walter, searching how to stop the searching. Yeah, I think that's a common theme often. Santo, resting mind. Yeah. Brett, troubled by thoughts, but trying to stay in the present moment. Yeah, I get it. Jinty, hi Jinty here, little bit frazzled. Yeah, life makes us sometimes feel frazzled. Christina, I feel strange. Anne, fed up with injustice and corruption, but grateful for my life and beauty of nature. Yeah. Peter, I feel excitement in joining in again. Yeah, lovely to see you again, Peter. Margot, tired, grateful for this moment of rest after a hectic day. Yeah. Caroline, when the mind gets agitated, I distract by listening to spiritual talk. So this is a distraction. Well, hopefully it's also an invitation to meet the distraction itself, or the agitation itself, I mean. Yeah. Dennis, my mind is off my problems, and just being mindful as always. Okay, nice. Yeah, well, lovely to get a flavor of you. And if you feel to type any more as we go along, you're very welcome. Yeah, so let's also start by turning inwards and closing your eyes or lowering your gaze, whatever feels right for you. Taking a few deep breaths into the belly. Starting to turn your attention to your present experience, whatever it is for you. Noticing the sensations, sensation of sitting here on this seat. sensations that this body feels right now. Whatever it is for you, there's no right or wrong, good or bad. Just having a little scan of whatever is here in this moment, physically, emotionally, even mentally. It's all welcome, just the way it is. Nothing missing, nothing lacking. Just giving yourself this gift of meeting yourself in whatever is arising right now. And if you notice thoughts, if there are commentaries, stories, we just notice them just like any other phenomena, arising and falling away, passing through. Taking your time to just be here now, without any goal, any purpose, any reason, nothing to get, nothing to do. And as we notice the sensations or emotions or thoughts or whatever is happening in the experience, there is simultaneously the knowing of it, the seeing it, the awareness that you are always. That is aware of the thoughts passing through, aware of the sensations as they arise and fall away, aware of whatever is here in this moment. Always aware, no matter what. And then we can again bring our attention to the breath, breathing in a little deeper than our normal breath into the belly. And with each breath, bringing our attention here, now, to what is present, to what is alive now. Feeling the contact with the seat or with the ground. And then when you're ready, we can open our eyes. So our theme today is thought isn't the problem. And I really love this theme actually because it feels really radical, especially on the spiritual path where we are so often believing that thoughts are the problem. So often I hear people say, "Oh, my mind is driving me crazy. I wish my mind just would shut up." Or my mind just comes up with all kinds of annoying or destructive thoughts. Yeah. And I'm not saying that it isn't painful and uncomfortable when we do have a lot of thoughts or a busy mind, but it is also the way we perceive the mind or the thoughts that adds to the suffering. First of all, I think we need to start by looking at the nature of thought. And I prefer to use the word thought than mind, although occasionally I might use that word. But usually when we use the word mind, we are somehow making an assumption that there is some kind of entity that thinks, a mind that thinks. And in actual fact, when we look at our direct experience presently, there is this thought. arising presently, arising in emptiness, in awareness. This thought, right? So it's not that there is this whole mind full of thoughts. It's simply this thought. And I'm just simply looking at our direct experience in such a very simple way, without complicating or analyzing it, just noticing, oh, there's just simply this thought. So that already can take away some of the belief that there is this big problem of my mind that has so many thoughts that are all going all at once. When we actually slow down and see, oh, hang on a second, there's just this thought. And maybe there's this thought and this thought and this thought, but still in this present moment, there is this one. And then also to see that the nature of thought is to think. It's very obvious, right? But often we are making some kind of assumption that thoughts should not think, should not be busy with thinking, that thoughts should be quiet or somehow serene. But actually, thought is a mechanism that is doing its job very well. And that mechanism is often very much linked to survival, trying to figure out ways for this human body, animal thing to survive in the world. And it comes up with all kinds of strategies and plans and ideas related to how we can survive. And its very function is to help in that way, to help this human survive. So it's doing its job and it's doing it very well. And then also the nature of thought is to have many different functions. It can be very creative, immensely creative, endlessly creative almost. It plans so many things. It remembers. It has a store full of memory that it seems to pluck out some past memory and regurgitate it here now, as if there is this memory store, right? As if there is this mind that has all these thoughts stored up in, like, on the bookshelves. It does this game of as if. Thought also works with time, right? So thought cannot really exist without time. It happens in time, in absolute presence. There's no time for thought. There's no time for anything. But in time, one thought seems to lead to another thought and another thought. And they tell a story of time, as a story of past, present, and future, as if there is someone moving on a timeline. Thought imagines a timeline of my life. Thought imagines other places, other times, other people, other me's out there, right? A you out there and a me in here. Thought gives all kind of meaning and commentary to all kinds of circumstances and situations that we're in. Thought tells stories, and it seems that, as humans, we love stories, and thought is an amazing storyteller. It gives explanations why things happen, and sometimes those explanations bring some temporary sense of rest for the sensations, for the body. Because again, thought has a good intention. It's trying to help. It's trying to find some rest, even if sometimes the way it tries to do that is based in old beliefs or old patterns, not necessarily in true rest, true peace. But thought is doing its best to try to help. And so when we start to see the qualities of thought, the nature of thought, then and we see that actually it has really a good intention. Even some of those self-destructive thoughts, some of those very negative thoughts, even those, we can say that essentially thought has a good intention to try to explain a painful situation, for example, to fill the gap when we don't know how to be, who to be. Thought comes in to save the day and say, well, it's because I'm such a bad person, or it's because it's my fault, or, everybody hates me, or whatever it is. Thought explains it. And although that can create more suffering when we believe those thoughts, it can also give some kind of reference point in emptiness, in nothingness. And as a temporary resting place, this can bring some sense of safety for these humans. And that's what the thoughts are trying to do, to create safety, to help this human survive. So again, seeing the nature of it, seeing that it's just trying to help, it's trying to create safety. It's also a lot of learnt patterns from childhood, from all kinds of experiences that we've been through in our lives. We've learnt, like any computer software, right? We learnt the program at a young age, and then it's just repeated because that's what we know. That's how we know to respond and react to similar situations, or at least what we think in the moment is similar situations. What feels like a similar situation, then the trigger of the similar pattern comes up, a similar thought story. Again, if we can keep seeing every time those patterns come up, that those mechanisms were developed at a young age because thought was trying to survive, trying to create safety or some kind of explanation. So all of this is to see thought compassionately, to see that it is not the enemy, it is not a problem. Yeah, to really see that means that we welcome all thoughts, even the thought that says, I am me. I am me located in here. Even though that thought that makes us feel, when we believe it, makes us feel so separate and isolated, even that thought, if we see that that thought is here also to create a sense of safety for this human, to fill the gap when actually there's no one here. And that can feel quite scary. So then thought comes in to fill the gap with a me story, with a me reference point. So if we see that and we look at it compassionately, and we can see, yeah, it's uncomfortable and scary to feel that gap. So thought is just doing its best. And when we see it like that, we also have some space from it. We're not just blindly believing thought when we see it compassionately with some distance. In fact, we're seeing it from that awareness that we are. We're looking at thought, and we're seeing that thought arises in who I am, in the stillness that I am always. in the peace, the rest that I am always. So even a busy thought, an agitated, anxious thought, or whatever it is, arises with its energy, with its physical sensations or emotions that seem to accompany it. It arises actually as one energy in peace, in that awareness that you are, that is untouched by it, in fact. Even if the body is fully touched and the mind is busy, you are aware of it. And from there, this is where we can look at thought compassionately. I'm not suggesting that you try to generate an attitude of compassion here, because that would be more thought, right? Thought is very good at telling stories of, what kind of attitude we should have, what kind of person we should be. Thought is very good at even creating spiritual thoughts and hanging on to those as if those are the truth. But actually, in seeing that all thought is just thought, it has no more meaning than any other thought, than any other phenomena, then from back here, from who we are, there is a natural compassion, knowing that it's all arising just to do its best to help, to create safety, while at the same time we see that none of these thoughts actually mean anything. None of these thoughts actually refer to a real separate me, because anytime we look to find that separate me, we can see it's just a thought, a label on a sensation perhaps, or a location, a reference point, but it's simply a thought label. So anytime we look closely, all these thoughts just melt away. They may come back again. And actually thought is so welcome to be here forever, because the nature of thought is to think, and there's no way we can perfectly stop our thinking. We don't need to. And in fact, trying to stop thinking just simply feeds the thinking even more. It gives it more energy and it creates more fight. It's one thought fighting against other thoughts, like the one spiritual thought saying, oh, all you other thoughts, you should just be quiet. But in fact, even that spiritual thought is not true. So when we see that, and all thoughts are very welcome to be here, we can also stay curious, looking at the truth of some of these thoughts, looking at the origin of some of these assumptions that have been made from childhood. We can look at it, but at the same time, no need to take them too seriously, because they have no intrinsic meaning, because they're not referring to me. Any meaning would only ever be for a me, and if there is no separate me, then these thoughts don't mean anything about anyone. Then they're just simply arising and falling away in emptiness. Not the problem. Thought is not the problem. There is no problem, in fact. It's only thought that would even say that there is a problem. So, well, we've run out of time. So if you feel, before we say goodbye for today, if you feel to write another word or two on the chat, you're very welcome. How you feel now, or any comment on what I've been speaking about, whatever you feel to write. I see Caroline, thank you, Unmani. Peace has returned and happy. Oh, great. Of course, it's bound to change again, but for now, enjoy it. Yeah. Dan, thank you. Inspiring as always. Yeah, thank you. Brett, thank you so much. Your guidance has opened up more awareness. Yeah, beautiful. Anne, that was lovely. I I think you have a lovely, calm voice and you come across as very humble and lovely. Thank you. That's so lovely to hear. Yeah. Margot, speechless. Thank you again. Christina, I've just lost it. Oh, yeah. Christina, nobody here. Yeah. John, thank you. Jal, thank you. You are appreciated. Thank you. Peter, just silence. Jinty, thank you. And Tim and Julian. So why do so many people believe thoughts? That's a good question. Yeah, it seems that, well, as I said, it's a survival mechanism. And it's also in our culture, right? In our societies, we've been taught that everything the thinking says must be true. So that's why I said at the beginning, it feels radical to say that thought isn't the problem. Thought doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Dennis, great talk. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's been lovely to see you and hear you. And Will, thank you very much, dear Unmani. Thank you, Will. Yeah, and just to let you know that I've just put on my website yesterday a new 6-week journey on the theme Longing to Belong. And that's starting at the end of September. So you're welcome to check it out. It'd be lovely to see some of you there. All right. Lots of love. See you next time, next Wednesday, same time, same place. See you then.